Welcome to the Valuation Dashboard for the weekend of the 30th of August. What I wanted to have a focus on this week was the 2013 numbers, which we're showing in a bit more detail for the first time this week. So just starting at the headline numbers, I'm going to focus on these EPS growth figures over here. So we're looking at for the ASX 200, 8% growth for 2013, coming down from 16% in 2012, which we have spoken about, but as we think is a little bit high. Then when you look through the individual sectors, though, you can see the small ords running at much higher than that. And it's not just all resources, though most of it is within the small resources, within the small caps. But the small industrials still expecting quite a strong growth rates within that sector. Moving then down onto, and these are all consensus, based on consensus forecasts. Moving then down to the individual sectors, we can see the resources tailing off dramatically there, back down to a 4% growth rate, and I'll show a little bit later we've got some of the large ones actually with negative growth rates. In terms of the banks, relatively weak growth there. Industrial still, up above that into that double-digit growth rates, and long-term capital assets, which is our combination of REITs and utilities, looking at relatively strong growth for that sector. So then, if we look at how these 2013 EPS growth figures have changed over the last year or so in terms of the forecasts, we see that gradual upgrading trend within small industrials and within industrials, which I think, in a large part, is rather than sort of a focus on a more positive outlook for 2013 earnings, is actually more, I think, an indication that the 2012 numbers have been downgraded, and 2011 and 2012 numbers are being downgraded, but 2013 numbers really haven't been moved that much. And so as that happens, you start to see these growth rates increase gradually over the time. Interesting to see financials, though, that sort of come down from double-digit growth people were expecting earlier on or this time last year, down to 7% growth now, and resources bouncing around a little bit as the outlook changes. Now, jumping to the EPS growth rate changes, so the same sort of look at this graph, but now looking more at individual stocks. So what I'm looking at, this is our interactive heat map, which is available from the link at the front of the Valuation Dashboard. You can, so basically what we're looking at here is the EPS for 2013, and I'm looking at the changes that have occurred. So basically the EPS from the current EPS forecast for 2013 for each of these stocks divided by the EPS forecast from 6 months ago. And so just focusing on the ASX 100 at the moment. So what we can see is that we have seen mostly downgrades across most sectors. Having said that, though, really within the REITs and the utilities and infrastructure, there's been certainly pockets of green within there in terms of upgrades. Within resources, while BHP hasn't changed that much, we have seen upgrades in Rio, Fortescue, Iluka, Oz Minerals, and Woodside. Among industrials, Telstra, Brambles, News Corp all stand out as stocks where upgrades have been seen. Jumping then to the small ordinary sector, a lot more green here, a lot more quite dark red as well. I think the focus is that a lot of this green is popping up on stocks that are exposed to the mining sector, whether it be things like Mermaid Marine or McMahon, even Campbell's or Bradken, showing up there. Some of the agricultural stocks, GrainCorp, AACo, all popping up there as well. Within the resources sector, again, very, very mixed. A lot of quite dark red there and a lot of quite dark greens, sort of showing upgrades that we've seen to 2013 earnings. And just jumping very quickly to EPS itself, so just looking at the growth in EPS for 2013. So this is just highlighting that even though we have seen downgrades, the picture is still very, very green across this picture. So that's basically saying almost every stock analysts are expecting earnings to be greater in 2013 than what they were in 2012. A few pockets of red around that, and that's within the small ordinary sector. Jumping to the ASX 100, we can see that BHP and Rio, as I was speaking before, those downgrades, but other than that, very much green.